Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Owen the Town. My name's Dave Gregory. It's exciting, isn't it? I am so excited. I cannot tell you how excited I am to go to Wembley on the weekend. It's the biggest game in Luton Town's history, as far as I can tell. It's a sellout. We've all got well, if you've got tickets, congratulations. We're going. And I cannot wait. Let's just get straight into it. I'm so excited to talk about it. Are we going to get straight into it? You've got with us regular Steve and Batara with us. How are you feeling, boys?
Yeah, it's just the most surreal time. It's just a weird week. You know, the added exposure from the media. You know, one of my mates sort of said we could just feel a buzz around sort of Luton and Dunstable. Sort of colleagues at work that, you know, sort of support rivals of ours are going, I really hope you do it, it'll be good. And, you know,
crazy,
people sort of phoning in just for a chat and things like that. So, yeah, it's really heightened, but, yeah, it's already sort of the nerves kicking in. Saw an interview on the way home, Robbie Edwards with your man from Sky, you know, that was brilliant. And, it's just weird, but Christ, I'm nervous.
But Tara, you haven't experienced top flight football with Luton Town ever before. How are you holding those nerves in?
I mean, to be fair, I've been sat here for past, half hour, 40 minutes. I don't think I am containing them that well, to be fair. Saturday just needs to hurry up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, if this lasts another couple of weeks, I think I won't be here. The heart would have packed up by now, so I'm sweating my out. I have to wear double shirts these days. I'm sweating so much.
We've sold our allocation out. It's not more than we expected, really. No more than we expected. You know, we do know that Luton have a good following. How important is it for us to go up there and just win this tie?
Well, I think it's essential, but it's equally it's essential for Coventry as well. So it's just a massive one-off game for both teams. But, you know, I think we've come from, you know, further down. Yeah. You know, I think we've probably faced more adversity. So if it does come,
fairy tale, maybe.
If it does come down to, you know, who's more worthy, then maybe we've just edged Coventry on that. But that's, you know, Coventry have been excellent as well. But yeah, it's a massive one. It's a massive one.
Can't finish third and not win it. That's what I'm saying. We cannot finish third and do so well and then cock it the last game of the season. We cannot do it.
We're going to talk about the game in more detail in a moment. But Bataro, what are you looking forward to the most on Saturday morning when you come round for breakfast and then we get on the train?
Well, I would be polite.
Beer.
I was going
to say beer.
I was going to try and be polite and say, oh, you know, seeing all your faces all so happy, you know, but I'd be lying. Clearly it's the beer. It's settling the nerves straight away, isn't it? That's what the most important thing is. Because how often do you get to drink at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning? And
well, you only 5 days a week, probably. So
that's it. Only the Cheerios.
It is the biggest game in the world, in our history, really. I mean, you know, people of my era will look back to the 1988 final and go, well, that was a really significant time for us. 10 years in the old First Division was a significant time. This is a big opportunity for Luton Town. What will it do for the town, let alone the football club?
Well, hopefully it will take away some of the stigma that the town in general gets, because a lot of it isn't justified. There's scores and scores of good people that are doing good things in the town. You know, the atmosphere when we left the game against Sunderland, you know, there was the local residents.
Yeah.
They were sort of bibbing the car horns. You know, there was the drums out and stuff like that. And it's such an inclusive town. And, you know, it might almost be that some towns are jealous of that. The fact that, you know, to a large degree, it's working for us. You know, so I think it's unrivaled, you know, where we are, where we've come from. And it does just need that final thing. Biggest game in our history, I don't know, because the Littlewoods Cup, that's an honour. It's on your CV. it's never going away.
When I talk about the biggest game in the history, Batari, you can comment on this one if you wish. I'm looking at the fact that this could really, really secure our club forever. We're waiting on that new stadium.
Yep.
We go up, we get hundreds of millions of pounds and parachute payments if we don't stay up.
Well,
surely this has got to be in relation to where the club is right now. And I take your point, Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, the Knitwoods Cup is always there. We've always got that honour. But surely, Bataro, this one is more important.
Well, I mean, like I said, obviously I weren't born. I didn't get to see, obviously, unfortunately, the Littlewoods Cup and whatever else. But obviously, since I've been supporting Luton, watching them since, I don't know, last 20 years probably, because let's face it, that's all I can really remember. But what I'm saying is, I mean, every game, that's been really important for us, like staying up last game of the season against Blackburn a couple of years ago, that at the time was crucial, because this wouldn't have happened without that game, and promotion from the non-league and that season with John Stead, that wouldn't have happened. Sorry, Saturday would not be happening without that.
Yeah.
So, as it stands so far, this is therefore the most important game that we've had in the history of the Luton Town Football Club. So, of course. And the thing, like you said a minute ago, about securing Luton Town's future, that is key, because if we don't go up this season and we don't get that money, it might be a completely different story.
It might be, but I don't think it will, because we will still have 2020, and if it isn't this year, it will be some year soon. So I'm confident it's not a shit or bust scenario.
No, of course.
But obviously it'd be great for it to happen now.
But yes, with the stadium coming up as well, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be perfect time, and I think it brings forward a lot of projects, right into focus that they may have sort of 3 or 4 years down the line. It accelerates our progression, definitely.
I think we agree that Power Court is really, really essential to our development, and this will help fund it. Think about 17,500 people coming every week. Those young people that not been able to get to the ground before because, Kenny, as much as we love it, can't accommodate them.
No.
There is a big future for Luton Town there, isn't there?
Well, of course. I mean, like you say, with obviously children, generations before us and whatever else, and before us, after us, and before us.
And before us, because I'm a generation or two before you, Batari.
But no, it's like you say, it's trying to, maybe not trying to get people in, because obviously people watch Luton anyway. They're from there. You'd hope that, there'd be a bit of sense there to go, I'm going to support my local club. We know it doesn't always happen like that.
The problem is with the local, but the problem with the local club is, and listen, we're going to focus on the game in a minute because I think that's really important. But the problem with the local club right now in the Kenny, as much as we love the old goal there, they can't get in because it's selling out now because we're doing really well.
Yeah,
the win on this final, if we can absolutely win this final, then the stadium's going to go, isn't it? It's going to be paid for, and it's going to project us next.
It's going to accelerate progress.
Accelerate. That's totally it. Just to talk about a few firsts, because this will be the first Luton Town first team ever to win a league game on plastic pitch. Luton Town, the first non-league team to beat a Premier League team in the FA Cup. And could we be the first team ever to drop from the top flight to non-league and then go all the way back up?
Yeah, because Swansea just done first to fourth to first, didn't they? So, we'll be doing one better than that. Other people will know better than me. Weren't we one of the very first professional clubs in the south of England as well?
South of England, first team to start paying the players.
Yeah.
I think also we may have been a first with programmes. Think of electronic scoreboard. We used to have in the 80s. We were the first one to do that.
Pioneers.
So can we dream?
Of course we can dream. And again, conversations that you have day to day at work and sort of around the town and that, everyone that I'm talking to, Arsenal, Spurs, QPR, Stevenage, they're all convinced that we're going to do it. Yeah,
that's it.
I'm sure the euphoria is just as much in Coventry, and it should be. But people that haven't got a close attachment to Luton, Arsenal fans that I speak to, they said no, really fancy you to do it because you've got what it takes. I think I mentioned it in the last one. There was that clip from Danny Murphy on Talk Sport where he said, what an advert for endeavour, togetherness, relentlessness, all those attributes that come together. And I think we are way out in that regard. more than any other team in that division.
No, of course, it's some story, isn't it? Let's face it. Like like you say, no single team has done it, like you say. But it's also for the whole thing of the Paddy Ruddock as well. That story would be lovely as well. And then when we go up,
Well,
it's got to be a documentary as well, isn't it? I mean, we're worthy of one already. They could do one about all these dodgy, so-called top clubs, and now they won nothing. Arsenal. But you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't I do one for us? But no, look, it's when we go up, not if, when we go up, it's gonna be amazing for everything, because it's gonna, like you say, it's gonna speed everything up, and we're just gonna go from strength to strength. Then, and it's
given the state of, I say the state of our division, there's a lot of fans that said our division was poor this season. I don't agree with that.
They talk rubbish, don't they?
Well, thinking about who may be relegated this season from the Premier League to now, at the current moment, you've got a choice of 3 teams that extra to 2 have already been relegated. Does that make the task even more important? Because this is a golden opportunity, and you've got a couple of people that really big clubs may come down from the Premier League with their parachute payments, etc., and their money behind them. That makes the Championship even harder to get out. So do we really, really need to get out now?
I think that's the same every year, though, isn't it? We always sit there and say the same thing. I mean, you've got, like, obviously, Southampton are going down just because they're going down. And we've had teams in the past, like Newcastle, for example, that went down, and your Sunderland didn't do anything, and so on. But look, I know what you're saying. And I appreciate what you're saying. Obviously, it does get tougher when there's more teams in there that obviously maybe have been in the Premier League for X amount of years. They might have a bit, more back in and whatever else. But look, whatever we sit there thinking it's going to be difficult. Yeah, it's going to be difficult either or. It's going to be difficult if these teams do go down, or if it's the so-called smaller clubs with the lesser money, because they can still, it's about picking up the right players at the end of the day. It's about balance and everything, but it's going to happen for us. So let's not talk about that anyway.
So, but
you said about being a poor division. Okay, I would say it's only a poor division, maybe, because the teams that have thrown all their money and money they haven't got at it, and they've failed, they're the ones that are now sort of drifting away. Derby in League One now, because they threw money that they didn't have at it. So all these so-called bigger, better clubs, they've failed financially with their recruitment, so they've dwindled. We have improved. And, it's not a fluke, because we've done it last year as well. Mm-hmm. So, again, it's the advert of good business, good recruitment, good coaching.
What worries me is the likes of Everton get relegated, and we don't take this chance we've got right now. We couldn't keep up with Burnley this year. Burnley were way above everyone else. But then you think Burnley, Southampton, possibly Leicester, maybe Leeds, maybe Everton. Then you've got West Brom, and you've got the boys down the road that I don't like talking about. It's still going to be difficult to get back to this position. So we're in pole position right now. Mm. Can we do it?
Oh, yeah. It is really important that we seize the opportunity. They'll feel the same, but I don't think it's as desperate for them. I just think with the ground and everything, I think it is our time. Lots of people think it's our time. It's up to us to make it. I think if we play well, I don't think it matters too much what they do. I think if we play well, I think we've got it.
The matter of the fact is, we finished third for a reason.
Yeah.
We're a great team. We always said it. We said it last week. So we've got, like I say, we have to take this opportunity now. We maybe just snuck in on the last day, like Sunderland, for example, and they'd got to final and won it, whatever else, and we've done the same. Then we might be looking at it going, it's a bit of a free, not a free hit, but as such. But you know what I'm saying? It's not, the pressure wouldn't be on as much. But I feel like the pressure is now on us to go and do it, because we had a great season and we smashed some records. So why not? And Dave, I can see you're getting very nervous. I can hear you going.
Well, there's an old handle for
there's an old pressure machines out there as well.
Literally, there's an old handle for me that I can't repeat, but I was always quite pessimistic.
Yeah.
I'm sort of quite excited, a little bit nervous, because that's where you should be. How are you feeling about the actual match, Batari?
I'm trying not to think about it, I'm honest. I am shitting it. There you go. Excuse the language, but I am. I can't think of anything other than Saturday's final. From the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. And that is the God's honest truth. I don't know about you gents, but it's, yeah. I mean, I don't sleep well as it is, and this is really, really like getting to me. I'm getting like 2-3 hours sleep a night sometimes. It's ridiculous.
Steve, have you thought about how the match might go?
Yeah, I have, to be honest with you. Now, I could be completely wrong, but from what I've seen with Coventry, they seem to be a very, very good counter-attacking side. So I'm hoping that the way that we play, perfectly happy without the ball, apart from, let's say, between 35 to 50%, I'm hoping that nullifies what is probably going to be perceived as their biggest threat.
Yes, because they have got some quick players as well, and they've done
that they have.
Coffee.
But then we've got an awful lot of mobility in midfield. You know, all of them. You know, they work like terriers. So again, if there is a turnover and a counter attack, we're going to be swarming all over them. There's no going to be free runs at the back line. So I'm hoping that we've got exactly what's required to nullify their biggest threat. Is it Hamer or Harmer?
Oh, Ben Hamer. Not Ben Hamer, sorry. Gus Hamer, yeah.
Gus Hamer. I mean, he's a lovely player. He can find some wonderful angles and that. But again, I think we'll be looking for a fast start. I think we'll be looking to get into their face. You know, hopefully VAR switches itself off when the ball goes to Tom Lockyer. Because it just wouldn't be fair for Super Tom to be picked up on all his habits, shall we say. So that'll be interesting to see, because there's a new dimension for both teams again. How's that going to work? You know, I think there's a top quality ref there. You know, people disagree, but I think it's top quality. I think we're going to look for a fast start, not necessarily attacking, but really in their face.
But Tarek, we talk about the size of Wembley Stadium and the pitch, and everybody's saying it's a bigger pitch than Luton Town. We talked about this briefly. We touched on it last week. Do you think that's going to be a problem to us, or is it going to help us, or is it just going to make no difference?
I mean, look, I don't know. I'm not a genius. I can't, work things out like that. But what I will say to people is, like, I've heard a few people say to me this week, Luton might struggle on a bigger pitch. We've beaten teams on big pitches this season.
Yeah, exactly. We've played at all these grounds.
Swansea, Preston, for example.
Sheffield United.
Beaten them.
Yeah.
Similar dimensions to Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
Not far off. You see what I'm saying? Like with a metre or two, maybe. That's it. But yeah, so I don't understand this whole thing of Wembley's a big pitch, it's a big stadium. The only thing that I think may get to the players slightly is the VAR. Can you play your natural game? Like I say, Lockyer, can he give someone a little pull, or is he going to get away with it? Are they going to look at it? They're going to go, do you know what, he keeps persistent fouling, bang, bang, bang. I don't know whether they can look at that, maybe. But, I'm sure if they do look at certain things, and the referee knows they're looking at it because of a certain reason, then he might go back to it. And maybe caution a player or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing for me.
It might be just down to how the individuals cope with the day, if we can go there in control of our emotions and, sticking to the plan. That's one thing that Robbie Edwards said in the interview about sticking to the plan, doing what we do through the week and on the day. He said, what are you going down the night before? It was yes, because that's what we normally do with away games. He said, Robbie Edwards said, we're not going to get caught in traffic. There's going to be so much traffic, even if we're sort of 10 miles away. I don't want us caught in traffic. So, again, they've done all the work off the pitch, all the preparations done. So if the playing side of the team and the management can keep focused, not let the occasion get to them,
that's it. It's the occasion,
you got to think that we're favourites for it, especially as we finish third.
Yeah, of course.
We don't need to be too confident over the third place finish, because we also know what happens with underdogs when we play them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, look at Sunderland, for example, the other day, or last week, should I say. We went there and lost. People were going, Luton will win that or get a result there. We thought the same. Obviously, weren't too overconfident and didn't get the result. But no, look, I think we just have to look at the fact that we're a really good side. And it has to give us confidence. It has to give the players, the staff, the management, the board, everyone confidence to know that we are that good.
I would suggest that we're slightly more than slightly favourites for it. I would suggest, and I think that's not being sort of egotistical. I just think talking to so many people outside of the Luton setup, it just seems that that's how a lot of people are seeing this one.
Yeah, to be fair, I know a few boys that obviously don't support Luton, but obviously always keep an eye on the scores, results, performances, whatever else. And even they've been saying to me all week, "Don't worry, you got this."
given the amount of money at stake, it's probably right that we have VAR in the final.
Yeah, totally agree. It's the biggest domestic game, isn't it? And little old Luton are in there.
Little old Luton. Teams like Luton shouldn't be in there, should they? Let's be fair.
No.
No.
Well, I mean, it's something like what happened to us against, was it York City, when they scored an offside goal? Remember that time? Yeah, I know. I didn't want to bring it up, gents, but sorry. But
there's the point, though.
This is the point. If that had happened again, say Coventry scored an offside goal and VAR's there, then so be it. And thank
So
the Lord, do you know what I mean?
For me, that moment is a sliding doors moment.
Yeah.
Had that goal been disallowed and we got promoted, were we ready to go up at that point? Given where we are now, could we have made the same progress, Steve?
Potentially. You know, it's all if, buts and maybes, isn't it? I mean, who knows? Who knows? You know, we may have been on a greater trajectory if we'd have gone up. We don't know.
Given who was in charge at the time, given who the manager was, the team was, I'm not certain it would be the same. I think having those defeats in those playoffs against Wimbledon and York, and you know, it sort of put us in a position where when we got up, we're not going to let this go. Would you agree with that one, Bataro?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just, my head's on the clouds right now.
What are you drinking tonight?
Milk.
Milk.
White Russian. No,
It's a Bailey's of milk.
It's not. It's milk. It's just milk, all right.
We asked you guys how you feeling about the match. Are you happy with VAR? Let's go through some of your comments. Rich says, I feel confident not because of who we are playing, but because of how we have played all season. We saw the best and worst of this side over 2 legs in the playoffs, and we had enough in the end to be comfortable. It will be right. It will be right. But if we keep our heads, we will just win. Fair enough. He didn't spell that very well, did he? Let's be fair. Mark says, never felt more confident. Have said it's our year since January. No basis to this at all, just a gut feeling. VAR in itself is a wonderful tool, but the implementation worries me. The only saving grace is that 2 so-called unfancy team has made it to the final. Darren, I'm really nervous because of our playoff record, and it's literally all down to one game where any mistakes can cost you a season's work. It will be the same for Coventry too. VAR, I've got no problem with it. I think in time it will improve, and I hope VAR on the day is not needed because I just like to see one team win it without controversy. Plus the referee seems to be one of the better referees in the Premier League. No matter what happens, I love this club and we'll fight to another season in a league 10 years ago. We had a dream. Yeah.
On the playoff record comment, which I totally agree with.
Won the other night, though.
But the last 5 years, we've been breaking records, breaking hoodoos. You know, the first win at QPR. You know, it's just been countless over the last 5 years. All these little monkeys that we've got off our shoulder said, right, tick that one off. That's that one gone. That's that one dealt with. That's that one dealt with. So he's right to mention it because I feel it as well. But it's just another one of those things that we're going to tick off. Yes,
that's what I'm thinking as well. And like I say, our playoff record beat Sunderland the other night as well, didn't we? So another thing. So yeah, look.
So I won't be able to quote the Wrexham stat anymore. So there you go.
There we go. Phil says, I'm so nervous. I keep justifying in my head that it will be okay if we don't get promoted. But of course, we'll be proud, but shattered if we lose. I like the use of VAR, but we all know we aren't the luckiest team in the world. Thinking back to the York offside goal, Bataro. I'm also worried about Coventry being more used to a bigger pitch. Again, the pitch size comes up. But we are a strong set of players and we'll take this next massive step. Will, I think it's the first time any of our players have played with VAR in operation. So I'm worried about conceding the penalty for some innocuous corner incident.
What about Bournemouth?
Well, Bournemouth,
yeah. Bournemouth in the cup, we had VAR, didn't we? They had a goal disallowed.
Yeah.
Via VAR.
Yeah.
We didn't win though, did we?
No.
No, okay.
No, didn't win. I'm just saying no.
I think it's the same for Coventry on that front, though, to be honest with you, about the VAR thing.
Ryan says nerves have been kicking in since both teams in the final got confirmed, but I'm excited for Saturday. I think, how do you pronounce that guy's name?
Lockyer.
No, the other one.
Oh, Gyökeres.
Sorry, say that.
Victor Gyökeres.
Yeah, they are the key battle and ultimately decide who wins. It will be in between. It'll be between a good insight for VAR to see if we get promoted, what it'll be like next season. Because if we do, it's there every season and every week. Matt says if Ncambri's on his game and stops Hammer, we're in. Would love to see Morris score with one of his silky left foot benders. I would say to you that... Stop it, Steve. I would say to you that...
Such a child.
Yeah, to be fair. Straight away, I thought, just hold it together, man. How old are you?
Oh, dear.
Top scorer in the league, scores a couple of goals, 2-0 up. It's a dreamland, isn't it?
Yes,
Well, yeah.
it is. But then the final whistle, maybe to go like 15 minutes early.
That would be great.
I was saying about, obviously, touching back on what Matt said about Nakamba. That's the thing. Nakamba is going to have to stop Hamer, isn't he? Like,
Well, not just
no. But what I'm saying is, though, like if he sticks to him, if he plays that more advanced role, maybe the playmaking role, then
They haven't beaten us.
2 or 3 of them anyway.
Yeah,
so
but they
it's fine.
haven't beaten us for quite a while, have they?
No, they haven't. They've beaten us once in, how many was it stood earlier? Was it 11?
Something like that.
Yeah. So,
You know, I know it's been 2 draws this season, but you know we had a 5-0 win against them last season. One of those magic days for us where everything we touched went in the back of the net. But again, I think head to head we've slightly got the upper hand in recent times.
yes.
Do you think this is going to be a 90-minute game?
Yes, I do think it will be a 90-minute game, but then there may be extra time.
No, that's
I've got a feeling of
That's
extra
not what I
time.
meant, Stephen. You know.
No, I think it will be done in the 90.
I think extra time Luton win.
So if we get
'Cause I had a
to
dream about it the other day. That's the only reason.
the dreaded penalties,
I don't. No, let's not talk about it, please. Do we have to talk about penalties? Like we don't like them, do we?
It's
So-
almost like he likes the pain,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I'm
Yeah.
seeing him, man. I just told you I've got 2 shirts because I'm sweating. I need another one in a minute, man. Please stop. Give me a shirt, Steve.
have a drink of milk, Batari.
Hydration.
When we talk about the game, if we get in front early, that gives us a boost.
Yeah.
Coventry have to come at us. We can go for their weaknesses. But what if we go one behind? Do we start worrying then, or do we just think we're going to grind this out?
I think if it's in the first 55, 60 minutes that we go behind, the players will be composed enough to deal with it and just know what they've got to do. I think the longer it goes on, if we were to go 1-0 down with like 15, I think your natural instinct as a player is, damn. And then maybe you don't make those cool, calm, calculated decisions for passes, crosses, etc.
Like I say, if we are to go down, obviously hopefully not. But if it does happen, let's hope it's not too late. So, yeah.
We have some more fan comments here. Alex says, I don't like how confident the Coventry fan base are. They're acting like they're already up. Looking forward to Luton giving them a wake-up call. I can honestly see us getting the job done in 90 minutes. Jake, incredibly nervous, just proud to see our team in the final. Just got to enjoy the occasion with friends and family and hope for the best. Being in the Premier League is amazing for the club. Huge. And powers our future. Although I wish we could stay at the Kenny forever. So Power Court's our future, I think he's meaning there.
Yeah.
Kevin says, nervous and really can't call it. Nakamba needs to keep Harmer quiet. And the back 3 need to do the same for the guy I can't pronounce. I hate VAR, but in the game with such huge ramification, it makes sense to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Good comments so far. Sally, VAR is good for us, but I think we're owed so much after the dire errors we've seen this season. Forever Luton, again, they're picking up the same people, aren't they? Morris and the guy I can't pronounce.
Yeah, I think there's key players on both sides. Yeah.
He's obviously the big one that's getting coverage given their goal-scoring exploits, but it's not a direct battle. Nakamba versus Hummer again could be the decisive. Got to stop him getting his head up to get shots away or pick passes out. Friend of the podcast, Mark Crowther says, feeling calm now, but nerves will ramp up nearer to one of the biggest games in the club's history. Both teams have impressive attacking options, but think how defences deal with them determine the result. Don't start me on VAR. Tommy says, I keep going back and forth between nervous to the point of my stomach doing backflips and very cautious optimism.
Yeah.
And Claude says, Locks can sometimes defend on a bit of a tightrope. Do we think that VAR might affect him on Saturday?
This is what I was saying earlier. Going back to but like I say, I'm sure he's a great experienced defender, so I'm sure he won't be too stupid.
I was going to say, he's been around the Wales national setup long enough. He went to the World Cup, so he's a professional. He's a wise head. I don't see that being much of a problem. He'll know how to deal with it.
So VAR is the sort of thing we don't really want to worry about, and we don't need to worry about Lockyer, do we? Really?
No, it's out of our control. If the players just concentrate on themselves, do what they've been doing all season, work as a team, do what they do, that's fine.
Every single fan that's bought a ticket, everything that hasn't got a ticket will be cheering us on at the weekend. Wembley Stadium is going to be awesome to go to because it's Luton Town, and not because it's Wembley Stadium, because it's Luton Town at Wembley Stadium. I think back to when we got promoted to the top flight way back in the 80s, and there'll be a special podcast out for everyone to see. I spoke to Brian Horton, who was our last captain to take us up. Is Lockyer the man to take us up?
Of course he is.
And Sonny Bradley.
And Sonny as well,
don't forget
absolutely.
Sonny, yeah.
I forget, let's not forget his contribution to our team. Sonny has
absolutely
been
vital.
unreal.
Absolutely vital. Something about the fans, obviously, to sell the amount of tickets that we have, there's going to be a certain number of fans that aren't regulars. Now, I don't care how often they go, or even if, they're sort of just friends of a Luton fan. But go there, support the team, and make a noise. Don't just sit down and watch the game. You got to be a fan. You got to do your bit.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I think, like you say, some people who maybe are like hardcore Luton fans or whatever haven't probably got a ticket. Some people, like say, have got tickets, not Luton fans. So at least do the right thing. Like you say, just do the right thing.
One thing we haven't said about Coventry. Coventry have done superbly well to get to the final. It's clearly upset the TV rights because they wanted the North East to be in it.
Yeah.
Middlesbrough fans must be a little bit upset about Coventry winning.
I think we've talked about, in the previous pods we were talking about the momentum, how they're going to deal with the run up to the end of the season. I know they had some injuries, but I think Carrick got it wrong.
Yeah.
We kept going as full tilt as we could until the last game of the season, and then it was wrap them up in cotton wool.
Yeah.
They sort of almost slowed down 4 games before, and we said it before. You can't just turn it back on, and that was proved to be the case because Coventry. There was a couple of mad scrambles, but by and large, over the 2 legs, kept them out without too many dramas, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was all very much like huff and puff of the ball, wasn't it? Like Middlesbrough, they had a lot of possession without really doing too much with it. So, yeah, look, serves them right as well at the same time because, I've got do you know what? I don't care because all these Borough fans, sitting there slating us, going, don't worry about it, you won't even get to the final anyway and all that crap. Yeah, where are you now? Exactly. Tossers.
Luke Pitaro gives it to you straight.
Yeah, that's it. And then after we win on Saturday, no, I'm joking. I'm not saying that because if we do,
I think it's such a big game for Luton Town. We're not going to be too worried right now, but as the tension builds up, we're going to get more and more excited about the game. We're going to get more and more nervous about the game. Early goal would help us, wouldn't it?
Immensely. Then another one. And then
and then another one, and then another one, and then another one.
Just think if we can be 2-0 up inside 25 minutes, for example, you're going to think, crikey, we're right on it now, and that would give the players so much more energy and let them focus, but also maybe relax a little bit. It would just be an absolute dream. It would be an absolute dream.
I am so looking forward to this game.
Yeah.
It reminds me of how I felt in 88. I mean, I love 2009, but it reminds me how I felt in 88. I was so excited to go. I didn't expect us to do it because we were up against the odds for the team we were playing at the time. Amazing. If we have the same result in the same fashion, I don't care. Talking about that, actually, Danny Wilson scored an amazing equaliser that day. I've caught up with him as well this week to ask him how the pressure was for him for that game and how he felt about that. So there'll be another special for him.
Wonderful.
Before the final. Please tune in and listen to it. I'm not going to ask you for a score prediction or anything stupid like that because we all know we want to win. Do you have any routines, Pitaro, before the game that you do regularly?
I won't say all of them. Yeah, I have a couple of weird little things that I do, but do I have to share them?
Yeah, because I've asked you.
Okay, well, firstly is underwear and socks matching.
Yeah.
Has to be. Is that you as well, Steve? Is it?
Got an orange pair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they were orange when they were new.
Yeah.
Sort of like a peach now.
Ooh, like a brown inside layer as well. But no, sorry. I do apologise about that disturbing image if you're watching, but or listening, should I say? But yeah, I mean, apart from that, I also every shower I have before a game. Don't worry, it's not weird. I have orange shower gel.
Okay.
And it lasts me all season. And I've managed to save some for the final. I've managed to, I've prepped it right. Anyway, Dave.
What about you? What about you?
Yeah. Tell us.
To be honest, no. I'll just make sure I have a big breakfast before we go. Get on the train, have a few beers on the train, a few beers in the pub, get to the stadium, shout my heart out for the team.
Yeah.
And genuinely hope that we do it. It's worth between 135 to 265 million pounds to the club. It's worth for our future. If we can do this, it will be an amazing result. I genuinely believe we can. I'm not going to dismiss Coventry. They're a good team.
Very good
They've
team,
done well to get where they are.
I think we're going to sneak it.
I'm not going to dismiss them, but I just feel, you're right, Steve. Earlier you said it's our time, and it's time to take control and deliver the dream of 2020 and everybody associated with the football club. I cannot wait to go to Wembley. Come on, you Atters. I'll see you all soon. Take care. Leave some comments. Look for our specials. See you at Wembley, everyone.
Come on, town!